How heavy can implantation bleeding be?
Hello and welcome everyone. Today we're going to discuss an important aspect of early pregnancy, something known as implantation bleeding. Implantation bleeding is a common early pregnancy symptom and is often mistaken for a period. But how heavy can it be? Let's break it down together.
What is implantation bleeding?
Implantation bleeding is a form of spotting or light bleeding that happens when the fertilized egg attaches, or implants, into the lining of the uterus. This usually occurs about 10 to 14 days after conception and can sometimes be mistaken for a light period.
How heavy can implantation bleeding be?
So, the question is, how heavy can this bleeding be? Well, implantation bleeding is typically light and usually significantly lighter than a menstrual period. It's often a slight discharge with a light pink or brown tone. It's not typically something that would fill pads or tampons like a normal period would. However, it's essential to remember that every woman's body is unique, and thus, experiences can vary. Some women might not even notice implantation bleeding at all, while others may experience slightly heavier spotting.
How to differentiate implantation bleeding from a period?
Now, you might wonder, how can you tell the difference between implantation bleeding and a period? Here are a few signs to look out for. 1. Timing. Implantation bleeding generally occurs around the time of a woman's expected period, but often a few days earlier. 2. Color. The color of implantation bleeding can be different from a normal period, usually being a light pink or brown as opposed to the bright or dark red of a period. 3. Flow. As already mentioned, the flow of implantation bleeding is generally quite light and does not last as long as a period. 4. Cramping. Some women may experience light cramping with implantation bleeding, but this is usually much lighter than period cramps. So, that's the lowdown on implantation bleeding. Remember, if you experience bleeding that's significantly heavier than spotting, or if you're unsure about any symptoms you're experiencing, always consult with a healthcare professional. We hope this information has been helpful in understanding implantation bleeding and how heavy it can be. Stay healthy and informed, and we'll see you in our next video.